I'm going to show you a high-level roadmap to zero carbon emissions. But first, let's start with an understanding of our current emissions. A typical household in Yorktown is associated with about 62 metric tons of equivalent CO2 per year. As you can see, transportation is the largest component. You can also see the contributions of the other major categories: heating, electric, food, waste, goods and services, and ZIP overhead. By the way, goods and services include all the things we purchase. ZIP overhead includes town emissions associated with schools, public buildings, street lighting, etc. Let me also take a minute to explain renewable biofuel. Burning oil or gas that has been stored in the earth for millennia releases CO2 that was sequestered and adds to what's in the atmosphere. Burning fuel made from crops that grow every year also releases the same amount of CO2, but that same CO2 is then absorbed the next season in the new crop, thus not adding to the total in the atmosphere. Now, let's see some of the major ways we can reduce. Use a car with high gas mileage or a hybrid. Take fewer plane trips and leverage public transportation. Get a home energy audit, insulate, and if using oil, purchase oil with high biofuel content. For electric, you can purchase renewable energy from various suppliers, install rooftop solar, or participate in community solar. We can eat less meat, waste less food, and support more sustainable farming. Minimize single-use plastics, compost organic waste, and recycle. Do some research and purchase more local items and those from manufacturers with sustainable practices. Don't buy fads and don't upgrade your electronic devices often. There is a task force in place to reduce town emissions. How do we get to zero? All cars will be electric and airplanes will likely burn biofuel. Fuel cells may enter the mix. We will heat our homes with high-efficiency heat pumps and may use passive solar on new construction. The New York State target is for all electric generation to be clean and renewable by 2040, but we can migrate now. Our food will be grown locally where possible, and soil management will improve. Meat will be seldom eaten and offset with carbon sequestration. Containers will be reused and communities will leverage composting. Manufacturers and suppliers will also migrate to clean energy and zero carbon practices. The town's actions will reflect everything I have just described. The goal of Yorktown 100 is to guide us on this journey to zero emissions by 2040. We will help households estimate their carbon emissions and make plans to reduce. We've set a target of 5% per year and will work with everybody to achieve this. On the journey, you'll discover that you can save money and minimize emissions. The world will be a cleaner, safer, sustainable place for us and future generations. We're in this for the long haul.